All right, let's take a look. So clearly I have a lot of picking up to do around here. I'm gonna do that now. In the meantime, why don't we do a little flashback so you can see the footage from when Dick and I went to go meet Boxy the van for the first time at La Mesa RV. Ooh. But hey, Dickle Pants, what are we doing?
We're gonna go look at our potentially new RV.
We're gonna go look at an RV. We keep saying it's just a possible and that it's not a definite, although we said that about Abby too.
That's true. We didn't even go to see Abby.
No, we didn't. I think we'll find a different RV that we want.
Yeah, they have a silver one that's like $10,000 cheaper.
Yeah, it's a discount. For some reason, it's half off. We ended up having them drive one down from Sacramento, and now this is the first time we're seeing it. One thing we just don't know is how good a shape it's in. But who knows? I mean, everything looked like it was pretty much intact. What we don't know is what it smells like, and that's, you know, gonna definitely be a factor for a used RV. So, yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned.
Maybe the next video will be in the RV.
Maybe.
Remember how to drive. Okay. Wow, so the visibility is awesome. Turn all AC on for you guys. Wish we knew where everything is. Nice. I'm gonna dial in that mirror a little bit. Okay. Now I'm ready.
The seats are comfy.
Yeah, I like these. It's heavy. Not drive it like you're sitting. Okay.
This is our Travato 59KL. So here's what it looks like. There's two twin beds. It's very open in here. I say that even though all the windows are currently blacked out. Let's go ahead and open those guys up. Nice and simple. There you go. Just like that. And we'll open this one. And we'll open, hey, what are you doing here? Okay, we'll open this one. And this one right here. So as you can see, we have windows all around, and oh, there's Dick.
Hello.
Hello. See, there's tons of storage up here. We've got our full kitchen, a nice little induction stovetop, which we're gonna have to learn a little more about, as well as a microwave / convection oven. I'm expecting Dick to bake in here. And also a nice fridge that looks tiny, but is actually, from what I understand, pretty darn deep. So that's gonna be cool. All kinds of storage, and right now, everything is pretty much empty. We got some remotes in here, but otherwise, the cupboards are bare. So that's gonna be kind of fun to put the things we need in here. One thing that everyone always wants to know about is the bathroom. So we have a wet bath, which means you shower in the same place that you use the toilet. It's nice. It's got a nice little vanity mirror, which also does have some storage. Here we go. There's the shower. Nice porcelain toilet. And then here there's also more storage that again is very, very deep. You can see it goes all the way to my armpit. If we wanted to take these out and use this bar, we could do that. I doubt we're going to. It depends, I guess, on the trip and what we're doing. There's some nice storage here. Right now we have cables that will not be in here, but that will be tucked away somewhere a little more discreet back in here, probably. So as you can see, this back opens up to the outside if you like. Oh, she's just so cute. I think she's excited. I think she doesn't know what this means. She's just happy that she's part of it. All right, so that's basically what we have going on. All this stuff is empty. These cushions are generic. And over the next couple of days, those things are going to change. Right, Abby? Yeah. All right, so that. And some stuff over here for the kitchen. Oh, there's probably bedding and stuff elsewhere. This is gonna be fun. All right. Bunch of stuff. It's not all going in by any means. When we moved out, we were planning to move into an ADU. We weren't planning to move into an RV. Not all of this is going to end up in here. But I have to go through all of these to figure out what will. Oh man, so it's taking forever to do this today. As you can see, it's gotten a little cozier in here. I still feel like I have so much to do. I've done a bunch of cleaning and I had some ideas for ways to store things and ways to set things up that just didn't pan out. So I didn't end up showing them to you because they didn't work. One thing I was going to do was put yoga mats underneath these beds, but they really made them harder to manage in terms of sliding them out, and as far as, you know, sliding out the two beds to make one bed. And also one of the features of the way these beds work is there's planks underneath that allow for good circulation, and if I put a yoga mat there, I'm not going to have that circulation. So that's what I did there. I still have a little more setting up to do, and I still want to try to get a video out very soon, so I'm going to go ahead and forge ahead. morning. It is so cold in here right now. I have gloves on, but these parts are cold. Anyway, so here I am, bright and early in Boxy the van. Last night, after we ran a bunch of errands and got a bunch of things to get organized, I came out here to take some footage, and I just didn't like the way it looked without natural light. It was just a little bit too dark and moody for my taste for this particular video. But right now, I wanted to have a nice bright environment to show you how we're setting up the van. So let's go ahead and get started on that. While I'm in here doing this, why don't I make myself some tea? Usually I would keep loose tea in this thing, but while we're in the RV, I think bags are just going to be easier. Oh, it's so cold. Okay, let's have a hot cup of tea and start this tour. So in the flashback video that we just showed you, we've already walked you through the layout and we showed you some of the features of this van. Now let's look at how we are making it ours. We'll start here with the bunks. You might notice that we removed those sofa cushions and they're in storage now because they were just taking up space for us. We added some cozy bedding and pillows to make it super inviting. And one idea that we might be adding in the future is using these big pillows as storage for sleeping bags and bigger down jackets. We might just do that to save some space. Now when it comes to decorations and items that are out on the counter, obviously we can't have those out while we're driving. So the tea kettle actually goes in the cupboard above it, and the plant will travel in the sink. Now our hope is that I can keep it alive. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Now let's take a look at what we put in the cupboards. We'll start with the one over the counter. On the right-hand side, we've got some stacked plates and bowls. We have dishcloths between the bowls to keep them from rattling while we drive. And the plates are made from bamboo fiber, which is super durable. This is also where we're keeping a wash tub that fits perfectly in our sink and collapses into a cutting board. You can see we have some foil and cleaning products, and the felt box has a blender, cups, and other containers for smoothies. Okay, the next cupboard is a favorite of mine. On the right-hand side, we have our drink station. This is everything that we need to make coffee and tea and hot chocolate. There is even a coffee grinder in there, so extra, super duper important. Over on this side, also important is the coffee beans themselves. We also have all kinds of condiments and other ingredients that we need to make super healthy and delicious meals while we're on the road. One thing about being in a Class B RV is that you really don't have a ton of space, so we have spilled over into the next cupboard for food storage. This is just a whole lot of delicious dry goods, including this rice that I love. It's microwave rice, and it's from H Mart, the Asian market down the street. Tasty, tasty. Okay, now let's check out the kitchen drawers. This skinny long drawer here on top, it has all of our longer utensils, spatulas, and the lighters and the longer knives, the things that we wouldn't be able to fit easily in other places. I created these really fancy knife holders when we moved in order to keep them and us safe, and they've actually come in really handy. All right, the biggest, widest drawer in the kitchen. You can see there's all kinds of flat stuff in here. So we've got our dish towels in here. We have flatter pans. The silverware is in here. Yeah. And down here are our stackable pots and pans with the removable handle. Super handy. Also, a friend of mine, as a going away present for our adventures, gave us these collapsible food storage containers. They have been super useful already, and I know we're going to continue to use the heck out of them. So thank you. The cupboard that's over the top of the passenger side bed is basically our media center. You can see that we've got a switch dock in there, we have a router, we're going to have our Apple TV, and then these baskets are actually our junk drawer. But you know, they're cute, so that's good, right? We've got some remotes in those felt bags, and as you can see, extra batteries, just all kinds of stuff. Not the best organization. We'll probably get better at this one. And then back here, it's empty. This is actually going to probably be our camera storage for the most part, or just things that we need to pull out real quick. And then up above my side of the bed is another sort of catch-all for everybody, but we've got Abby's food in here and her treats. We have some cozy blankets, as well as some disconnected media, books and games and things like that to keep us busy if we're not connected. Okay, let's take a quick look at the cab. This is a Ram ProMaster 2021 chassis. Not a ton of bells and whistles. Over on the left here, Dick added this Ram mount, which is great for holding a small iPad so we can get additional data while we're driving. That has been super helpful. Up above the cab is what is affectionately known as the pizza oven because of its shape, and also I imagine it gets really hot in the summer. We can keep a lot of stuff in here, including behind that chair right there, the yoga mats that I couldn't put under the cushions earlier. Alright, that's pretty much it for the main cabin. Now let's take a quick walk back to the restroom. That orange thing, by the way, is a emergency light. It's magnetic, and you see that when the doors open. Okay, so in the medicine cabinet, we need to fill that up in the next couple days here. But we did add this little tension rod, which keeps taller things from spilling out on the top. It was a tip that we got from a user forum. Thanks, guys. Hi. There's not a whole lot to show you in the wardrobe over here. Dick and I don't have a ton of clothes. We got rid of a whole lot of it when we had an estate sale not too long ago, and we don't plan on bringing a lot camping, but we do have one big shelf for me, one for Dick, and on top one shared area for bulkier stuff. Down here in this drawer is where we're keeping our towels and some other larger toiletries, and this bowl here. This bowl is actually something that I use to wash my face. We originally got it for washing Abby, but I find that it's actually super useful for conserving water. This here is our sink in the bathroom. You move this hose over, and then when it runs, all of the water just drains right into the tanks there. So in order to save room in the tank as well as to conserve the water itself, I use this little tub to fill up and do my face washing in the morning and in the evening, and I really like it, and it's also very cute. All right, let's come around the back real quick just to show a quick peek at what we would call the garage. There really isn't much of a garage here, but there is quite a bit of storage that we've been able to fit between this wall and the door. This is Dick's handiwork and it looks great. All right, so that is basically, bonk. So that's basically where we're at now. We are gonna be taking off in just a couple days. We still have to go shopping for fresh food and bring that out here. The plan is to have a lot of vegetables and a lot of healthy eating while we're away from all the temptations. We'll see if we can stick with that. And then I also need to bring out our clothes. So we have our little cupboard back here. Those cupboards are mostly empty, so we'll need to do that too. And I think that's it. So this is gonna be our home for a bit. We don't know how long. It's an adventure, but we're getting ready for the first big outing in just a couple days. So that's it. I hope you like Boxy the van, and we look forward to sharing a whole lot of fun adventures and videos with you.